all this Venus cars.
Oh, scoot. All right, yeah, that's terrible.
So Mars, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
Hey guys, welcome to
Hello.
the DVD extra bonus round.
Bonus.
Like I said, we're doing 2 videos a week. This extra video is kind of continuation of the podcast where we touch on subjects that we talked about, just to get a little more views and likes because we're slaves to the system. G.
Yeah, we need money.
That was so sad. That was so fucking. Yeah, we need money.
I get money. Money I got. What are we gonna talk about, man?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
I was wondering
Let's
if
talk
you were gonna go
about
there.
you and me.
Yeah, but no, I mean, dude, the whole mission of Mars thing, dude. Like, I get why it's important, but I really don't think anyone's gonna spend money on that shit.
Well, okay, so here's my like deep thought about that. Why does it matter if we're all gonna be gone, like in the 300, 400 years probably?
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I really think the only time like trying to go to Mars is gonna matter when we finally realize as a human race, like, oh, this planet's gonna die. We should probably not be here anymore.
Yeah, but then it's not gonna be us that are gonna be in that. We're gonna die.
Oh yeah, we'll probably be dead by a long.
Yeah, it's
time.
like all the millionaires would probably be the ones that go to Mars. And you know what's crazy about it? I was thinking about this the other day. Excuse me. How when we look at societies and civilizations, we only talk about the upper class of every civilization and not the lower class
Yeah.
of things. So I like to think like were my ancestors who were like Aztec and Mayan or whatever, like did they were they poor or were they just like in the middle or were they upper class?
yeah,
Like did I have like a great cousin who like got like decapitated for the sake of rain?
or something like that.
Yeah, you know, like it's crazy to think about that because there was a lot of people that lived in this planet, and we don't talk about anyone besides the
Yeah,
upper
more
class.
people have died than have lived right now.
I mean, what is it? It's like the longest thing you're going to do in your life is being dead,
Yep. Yeah, and it's like life's too
or not
short.
in your life, but
Yeah, it's like life's too short. False. It's the longest thing you'll ever do
seriously.
besides being dead.
Besides being dead, you're dead longer than you're actually alive.
That's fun.
Would you be considered dead before you were born?
No, because you didn't exist yet. So if you're not in
But you don't
existence,
exist. But you don't exist when
it's
you're dead.
it's the cat. It's the Schrodinger's cat. It's neither dead nor alive because you don't know the existence of it.
Oh, is that the whole like if you open the box?
Yeah,
Did you kill the cat kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's a weird one.
I mean, it's not. It makes sense.
Whose law is it? Law or is it
It's
theory?
Schrodinger's paradox.
The paradox. Man, do you think people like come up with these paradoxes before LSD were like just doing like peyote or
Oh,
mushrooms?
you
and
know,
things
they were
like
just
that?
like roaming through the forest and be like, ooh, this looks good to eat. And they're like, bro,
What came first?
if I breathe in, I can't breathe out at the same time.
And you're all, bro, why is it that my feet smell but my nose runs?
Stupid. But yeah, it's pretty much exactly like that.
How many advances have come through psychedelics or drugs, you think?
Probably not as many as you would hope.
Like philosophy-wise, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
I feel like the smartest person in the world when I'm smoking weed.
Yeah. And then when you say it to other people, they look at you and like, bro, you have some Cheeto on your
Oh,
on your
yeah,
beard.
sorry, got it.
Yeah, I got it, bro. I got it. Yeah. I don't know. I think drugs are definitely overhyped for like creativity wise.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people, I guess being musicians, if you didn't know, I play bass.
If you don't know,
Now
I'm
you
a
know.
stripper.
Not a very good one.
No, the work's been really rough recently.
Dude.
To wear a mask and this.
Made a joke the other day. It's like, I love strip clubs. Chicken is the best.
Oh yeah, you did. I think it was with Morgan. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it is a strip club. Chickens are the best. I'm
Chickens
like,
are the best.
chicken strips.
Chicken strips.
Aha.
Yeah. Aha.
Speaking of which, have you seen the new Coming to America movie
Not yet.
I started watching it. And I fell asleep.
Oh
Like-
yeah. What's it on?
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, that's probably why I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
Because I don't have Amazon Prime.
you can use mine. I mean, no, Amazon. I would never do
Yeah, I
that.
was like, I would never do that because that's probably illegal or something.
Yeah, I'm not expecting much out of it, but I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch it.
I just want to watch it
it.
for the barbers
Oh yeah.
because they're the best part of the first movie.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
very
first
true.
movie was phenomenal.
Yeah. I don't know. I really haven't seen any movies because they're coming out on streaming specific things. So a lot of these new movies coming out, I completely forgot about.
Man, I'm scared to see what's gonna happen to movies from here on out.
Oh, they're
because they're gonna
fucked.
well they're gonna be catered not to any the thing about theaters was that like big screen, surround sound, like popcorn and like it's like a setting for that. Now it's just kind of like, well, we gotta cater like the movie to just having it to people sitting on their couch.
Well, there's a lot of directors that are super pissed at Warner Brothers. So part of like the director's deal, yeah, Nolan. Part of the director's deal with studios is they do it for less amount of money up front, and then they get a cut of the box office. But if there is no box office, then what are they supposed to do? Because you can't, if like, well, I forget what movie just released to HBO, or is about to release to HBO.
Oh, it was Judah and the Black Messiah
Yeah, something like that.
and Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, the director was supposed to get a cut of the box office, but because it released on streaming, you can't get a cut of that because it's like, okay, well, they already have X amount of people who subscribe to it, but then they can count new people. But how can you get those new people like classified as like, oh, okay, they only got this streaming service to watch this movie, so you get this much money. Like they just can't do it.
Isn't it crazy how
I think Christopher Nolan's suing him, and so is James Gunn. I think there's two directors who are super pissed right now.
Oh, I bet, dude. Yeah. I mean, I and it's crazy that movies are slowly becoming like a Spotify thing. Mm-hmm. Because
even
it's
though
like,
Nolan was supposed to save cinema and he failed because Tenet was too complicated.
It was awesome. I love Tenet. Let's talk about that for a second. Tenet is a great movie, and I love how confusing it is.
Yeah, it's not that confusing.
But if a movie makes you dwindle about it for a while,
yeah,
it did its job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's just a lot of like holes and paradoxes in it that it created itself that don't make sense.
But also, like, and that's the cool thing I love about Nolan is you'll create your own conclusion, and you'll blow your own mind because of it. So remember, we're talking about like the not the protagonist, but the other dude, the Russian dude, and we're like,
the bad guy.
Yeah, we're like, but what if he was like in his own like reverse paradox, and he's like going to the beginning, and we're just like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Like it was.
He's creating a temporal pincer move.
Himself,
yeah, or whatever they call it. That's what they called it. Right? Yeah.
And the cool thing about Nolan is that he'll never really want to do like sequels. Like I think the Batman trilogy was like just kind of like an anomaly for him. Mm-hmm. But he'll be like, this movie's ending. You make your own conclusion up, and I love that he does that because it makes you create your own story. So then like all these like theories and fan theories and things like that don't matter at that point.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Spoilers for a movie that's like 9 months old, but that whole like Robert Pattinson scene where you see his dead body. Yeah. So you know he dies, but at the end of the movie, he's still alive, and he's like, well, I guess I have to go die.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, couldn't he just not do that by going to the future, but then coming back so he technically lives both, and so he doesn't die? And it's whatever.
I get why people might not like a complicated movie like that, but I loved it. Like the visuals were great. The storyline was awesome.
When they fucking shot the building at the same time, and it like,
well, yeah, we watched it again. We're all like we're just like freaking, like did not know how to react.
Yeah, we saw that movie twice, by the way. One because it was either that or see the Inhumans, which we weren't gonna do.
Inhumans?
Yeah, that's the other movie that released when theaters reopened. So it was Tenet and Inhumans that opened.
Inhumans? I don't think that's a movie. That's a TV series, isn't
it? Not Inhumans. New Mutants. Sorry.
New Mutants. Oh, gotcha.
Same fucking thing.
Yeah, just both bad movies.
Yeah,
apparently.
Both terrible things. But yeah, the New Mutants came out as well as Tenet, and yeah, we weren't going to see New Mutants.
and that's the thing is like I don't know. Like the cool thing about Nolan is that he's pushing those boundaries and changing those expectations, right?
Yeah.
You think of even like Quentin Tarantino with his movies. Like I love the fact that he went completely different and it pissed some people off. That there's no violence in this movie until the very end. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that Hollywood movie.
Oh, it's really good.
I heard it wasn't very good.
And that's the thing. I enjoyed it. It's a lot like Hateful Eight.
You also enjoy like sneezing and rubbing your belly at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I just don't do it in public.
That's fair.
Just in front of Chris. Did you ever see like Hateful Eight?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot like that, where there's like a lot of dialogue and a lot of tension that happens.
Yeah.
And then when shit hits the fan, you're like, oh!
Yeah, dude. I thought Hateful Eight. Yeah, I thought Hateful Eight was okay. But the best part in that movie that still overshadows is when they fucking smash that
the actual Gibson,
and the actress's face is like,
no,
and then like looks at the camera, looks at the director.
Yeah.
But fucking Tarantino's a prick, and he did that shit on purpose. So it's whatever.
That one, yeah. Any other good directors that are out there? James Gunn, I think, is a good director for comic books.
He's bad because he said mean tweets 20 years ago.
Is Twitter that old?
I don't fucking know.
It might be actually. I think he single-handedly saved the MCU.
Yeah.
from and like giving the opportunity to like bring in new
I
characters
wouldn't
that no
say
one
he
cared.
saved the MCU.
I mean, him and the Russo brothers were
the
pet up.
MCU is already going. Like, if you subtract the Guardians of the Galaxy from the MCU, it would still be just as good, if not better. Because the Guardians of the Galaxy is not that good.
First movie was great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Hopefully, he can save the Suicide Squad.
That's not gonna happen. Like I said, like
I'm excited for
we were
him.
talking about like WB, their fucking producers mingle too much and they ruin shit.
That's fair.
Yeah. That's why the fucking Snyder Cut's 4 hours long.
It's 4. Yeah, I don't think we get 2 movies or something like that.
I don't remember if he's releasing it in 4-hour episodes or just one long 4 hours, or what the fuck's going on.
The Snyder Cut. I'm not excited for that at all, man.
I'm not either, but I'm gonna watch it because if I don't watch it, I'm gonna be pissed that I didn't watch it.
I'm gonna have Matt Scully watch it and then,
Yeah.
and then tell me like, should I watch it?
Yeah, we'll let you watch it, Matt.
Yeah,
And then
with
you-
all your symbols apparently. Don't think you have a lot, but I don't really remember.
I don't know either. He's a drummer, so I assumed.
Yeah, did Jorge have a lot of symbols? Yeah,
He had a lot of drums, dude. He had like
Yeah, he did.
He had like 15 rack toms or like.
Hey, that shit worked for In the Air Tonight though. It was clutch.
That was super clutch. I will say that was super clutch. It was pretty funny.
Oh man, what? Okay, so it's kind of going on that subject. What has been your favorite show that we've played?
Probably the Battle of the Bands.
The finale.
I don't know if it was the first one or finale that was better.
I
Which one
think
did
the
you make me do, Rage Against the Machine?
That was the finale.
Okay, not that one then.
That's because you're all fuck you, I won't do it. You're like looking at the judges.
Dude, that was funny though.
Dude, that was the
That
funniest
was
thing.
so
So
funny.
we did a Battle of the Bands a few years back, and I'm not a big fan of Battle of the Bands just because it does create a competition between musicians, and our ego's already high as it is.
And I'm not a huge fan of that Battle of the Bands specifically in general
Yeah.
either. Ow, that's loud.
Yep.
Sorry, G's bad at his job.
Oh, I just scoot it not too far enough. But yeah, so we ended up doing it because they needed an extra
Yeah, we
an
got
extra band. So I was like, yeah, dude, it's an extra show. Like,
we
let's
just
do
got
it.
looped into it the last second because there wasn't enough people.
And we're like, yeah, we haven't played a show in a while. Like, screw it, let's just have a good time and
so
have
we
fun.
weren't doing it to be Battle of the Bands. We were doing it to do a favor for our friend.
And so, yeah, we ended up playing it, and we're just like, yeah, we're not worried about it. We're not trying to win, so let's just have a good time. And then we ended up like winning that round, and we're like, damn, we have to play the final now.
Dude, and
Like,
it felt so bad because we had a bunch of buddies that were playing that round, and I guess this is like a humble brag flex thing, but we fucking destroyed that round.
That was
we
fun.
won by a lot.
when I think because of the demeanor, because we've done Battle of the Bands before that, and we like lost, and I was like really upset about it because we shouldn't have, and that's why I was like, no, this is stupid. And I think just enjoying like the show is more important than trying to compete with your fellow like bandmates, you know,
Yeah.
or bands, I should say.
It's a good networking opportunity if the bands are chill.
Yeah,
Like-
but most bands that are in that, they'll take it way too serious for the
Yeah,
most
they
part.
took it way too serious.
But yeah, so we ended up winning that round, and then the judges gave us like the scorecards, but they also wrote comments on the back of each of their papers, and we got like, you guys had too many covers, like your guitarist, who's Marcus, like cussed too much.
Yeah.
Everyone was dressed the same except for G.
Yeah.
And like I think they were just like, yeah, like that. Like, there's not an original thing, so we just like decided like, well, we're going to the final round. We're gonna exaggerate this more because we're not trying to win
Yeah.
this. Like, we're
Yeah,
just trying to
we're
have a
not.
good time. And we did like,
But the
we
judges,
entered-
okay, before you continue, the judges, so the musician judges thought we did a great job, but then there was these random radio host judges,
They already had the winners picked.
yeah, that one were playing the winning band, who, don't get me wrong, those dudes were fucking dope.
Yeah,
I love
okay,
those dudes. They're
awesome.
super cool. But they were playing their album on the radio, like the entire Battle of the Bands. So I was like, oh, that's neat to know. But yeah, these judges were fucking garbage. They had
were-
no idea what the fuck they were talking about.
They were being like extra picky, so we decided that we were gonna dress up with Ninja Turtle shirts. We're all gonna have a different bandana of the color
yeah,
of the Ninja
we
Turtles.
just exaggerated, not
our,
matching.
our intro was Eye of the Tiger, like
Oh, and you ran down from
Yeah.
the fuck.
we made it like a huge spectacle, and it was funny because it was like a Nirvana-esque like moment for us where we were just like, oh, you guys are telling us that we can't do this, well, we're gonna do all of that like times 2.
Yeah.
And like we did this whole thing where it's like, hey, I'll be right back, and you're like, well, what are we gonna do? And then you guys like jump into like killing of the name
Oh
of,
yeah, then we did that.
and I
the
break
whole-
shots, and I'm just like in
Yeah,
the
the
crowd.
the whole point we did that was because they told us we cursed too much. So of course we did.
and we
Killing-
did too many covers. So
yeah,
we,
yeah. So we did a cover song, "The Killing in the Name," and we're just like, "Fuck you, I won't do what you tell." Yeah, it was great. It was a good time.
yeah, and so we ended up winning the fan vote. Then like, it was a fun show. I love that show. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I would say our farewell show was just as fun as well.
See,
did,
and like I
In
don't
the
know, we
Air
played a lot
Tonight.
of shows. I don't remember which one was which. I remember like specific moments, like the time at the Stampede was dope,
Yeah,
where we had the
full
fucking
band?
the sax player.
that we lost.
Yeah, he
Fucking Reyes.
disappeared. He got drunk and disappeared, and
So
we were just
actually,
like, all right.
I
To this
felt-
day, we have no idea where he's at.
I've seen him like once since then.
Okay, you found him, good.
Yeah, it was like in like Fort Lupton at like just some random place. I'm like, Reyes?
Yeah,
He's like, hey buddy. I was like, what? You're alive? Nice. Like
you're
So-
alive.
Reyes, he's a good dude. During practice, he wouldn't have like drinks with us. He's like, no, like I really want to be like figure this
Like
out, get this
professional,
right.
yeah,
And we're just
yeah.
like, oh, dude, we get that for sure.
It was
The day of the show,
juxtaposition was great.
the day of the show, like it started raining, so it was like a rain delay.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
was
the
just-
band before us too fucked us.
I was gonna say Pantera, but it's not.
No, not Pantera.
Quite right.
Yeah, Quiet Riot. I was like, come on, feel the noise, dudes.
Yeah, and then
Oh yeah.
and
So
so Reyes was.
You finish.
I was like, dude, like Reyes, come on to the show, like just to take a drink. He's like, oh, okay, I'll take a swig, and the swig turned to like 5. He got
Yeah.
super drunk, and like we give him a mic, and he was just like rambling on the mic the whole time, and we're just like loving it because for one, we weren't getting paid, and two,
Yeah.
that set like we have this niche.
We got fucked by Quiet Riot quite a bit.
Yeah, and we have this niche where we're like, if we're doing a show for free, we're gonna do like an exaggerated version of our set and do like things that are just funny to us.
We did like a 5 to 6 minute cover version of
Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper, and he just started shredding on. So I can't finish this. So you know that or whatever. He
Yeah.
just starts shredding on the sax, and we're just
Yeah.
like,
All
fuck
right,
it.
yeah, that's
whatever.
what happened.
Yeah.
We did like Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. That was a fun show too, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was like the moment I realized that if I'm playing with you specifically, because you're the most consistent thing since before you quit,
Before I was fired.
that we just kind of say, you know what, like let's just not worry about it. If we have a bad show, we'll have a bad show, but we're gonna have fun while we have this bad show. Which usually in turn turns into us having a great time and having a phenomenal
time.
show. Yeah, because we've had some pretty bad shows. I remember when we played the Stampede the first time, it was just me and you, and I was
We did an acoustic guitar thing.
I was so pissed off that it was going so bad. And ever since then, I was like, no, you need to just let it ride. Like, you're gonna have bad shows, but you're also here jamming with your buddies. Like, make that shit happen.
Yeah. I don't know why we decided on acoustic guitar things,
Yeah, and then we ended up playing like doing a Katy Perry with "Don't Stop Believing." Remember
which
that?
is still the greatest mashup ever, and you're welcome for figuring that out for you.
Oh,
I figured it out. Don't let them tell you anything different.
good old Stampede days.
Yeah. We've also played that at,
Was
it at the Battle of the Bands we played that
I
too?
think we did actually
Yeah.
that same show. I think that's the reason why they're like, yeah, you guys did too many covers.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It's probably the greatest mashup of all time. We
What's
should probably record
What's the worst show you've done? Or what? Not could have been not the worst show because that's not a good
I
question.
could definitely name the worst show I've done.
What's the most awkward moment that's happened to you during a show? To you specifically.
See, I don't know if there's awkward moments, but like moments that like definitely like fucking pissed me off happen a lot.
Playing at a car
Because I don't
dealership?
really feel awkward or get embarrassed about a lot of things.
He's a bass player. He's not paying attention.
Yeah. But I was playing a show. I want to say it was at like remember the Moxie Awards they did that one time?
Oh yeah.
I was playing a show there, but I had a gig with my other band before. So we were playing outside at some
Chiba.
Yeah, I think it was Chiba Hut. But it was kind of misty. So it was like my shit just got all wet, and then I went to the next show, and then my amp just turned off. This guy actually right here, it just turned off, and like it wasn't working. I think because it just got wet, and it's like, nope, I'm good. So I literally had to turn that off, and I had like in the middle of the set had to turn that off, reroute the sound from just the head outside of not even using the amp, just
Yeah.
straight through like the monitors.
yeah.
And that's how I played the rest of the show.
Jesus.
And I was so fucking pissed.
That sounds awful, man.
Yeah, it was bad.
I've had a show. Playing in cold weather is the worst.
Yeah, playing outside sucks. I like it, but I hate it.
I love playing outside if it's a good day. If it's
Yeah.
like I've played, I remember I played this like Christmas show outside in Denver, and it was like 23 degrees outside, and they had heaters for everyone, and I was just getting better from getting sick, and so they had like one heater that was over here, but like the thing is like the placement of the heater is actually really important because it's like I can strum the guitar and fingerpick like this for sure, but if this hand's cold, I can't move it as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this hot side was like burning hot, and this side was just like frigid
Freezing.
cold. And like I started getting sick again, so like I started getting stuffy, and I was just like forcing myself to sing like for 3 hours. Oh, it was terrible. And everyone was like, "You were great." I was like, "You shut your
Yeah,
mouth."
shut
No,
your
I
mouth.
wasn't.
Kind of on the opposite spectrum of that, I played a show at High Hops a while back. And it was like a really nice day, but it was also like 80 something degrees.
Yeah.
And the stage at High Hops is like a giant cement, like pretty much like backstop almost. So inside the stage was like 100 plus degrees. And it was so fucking bad.
Oh man, actually,
I'm just like, God, I hate this so much.
I had a show at the Grill, which is now Gourmet Grub, and I was playing outside, and it was super hot. And this is when I wasn't really taking care of my guitar. I learned a really, really big lesson from that one. Like, I would just leave it in my car
Oh,
day and night, you know?
yeah, I remember that.
And it got so...
I yelled at him. I told him every time.
And
He's
it
like,
got,
"Meh."
it got so hot that the bridge just snapped halfway through my set.
The bridge just melted off.
No, yeah, the glue melted off and it pushed out.
Yeah.
And so I had to finish my set, like, somehow. I pushed through it, but I was, like, so upset. I was just like, well, like, I guess, yeah, I learned my lesson on that one.
Yeah, that sucks. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, that's
But
why...
kind of going back on what you were saying, when you play like a bad show and someone comes up and is like, oh, you did great. That's probably the worst feeling ever. Not because like it makes you sad that you played bad, because it pisses you off that people are lying to your face.
I mean, well, the thing
so
is like,
bad.
like sometimes like it might be a situation where they genuinely say that, but you just know when you're having a bad show.
Yeah, yeah.
And the hardest thing is to figure out how to just take that appreciation for them enjoying it.
That was a lesson that I had to learn for sure. It's like,
Like, dude, you're really
People-
good, and you're
they're
like, no,
like-
I'm not.
yeah, it's like, oh,
come
dude,
on,
you did great. I'm like, no.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah, but like even like your musician friends who know when you fucked up, they won't tell you anything.
You will.
I will to you
You'll
because
be like,
we're in the
no,
same like.
This Chris will do this. He'll be like, dude. I'll be like, yeah. You're like, fuck. And I'm like, yeah. And then that's the conversation.
Yeah. I've seen G probably like
More times than most
probably
fish heads.
80 times, if not 100 times at this point.
Yeah, man.
It's been a lot.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. I mean, maybe about 100 times.
Yeah. I mean, I even know songs that like you cover that I've never heard before, and I know them because I heard you cover them.
That's fair.
That's it. Yeah.
God, man, that's so many shows. And they're just thinking about like how many shows you've played in your life.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
How many times I've played at the Moxie? A lot.
You probably played that more than I have. You
Yeah,
also were like in 3 bands at one point, so
That's not.
because you're like 1 or 2 bass players in Greeley.
That's yeah. Okay. At the time, there was not very many bass players in Greeley.
So you were what, RES, Primary People.
Are we just
mine.
naming all the bands I was in?
No, just like at the same time.
Oh, I was in your band, Over the Rail, and
Burrito Soup was after that, right?
yeah, Burrito Soup was right after that.
Yeah, you've been in a lot of bands, man.
Yeah, because I can't surround myself with people who try really hard. Yeah,
Nailed it.
I do like the only thing the band that I not the Defeat the Porpoise band, but the band I was in before that, RES.
Yes.
The only bad thing about that is the drummer moved to go teach. I'm just like, dude, that sucks, but good for you.
No, fuck that guy.
I still love you, Joe.
No, Joe's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah,
I
Joe's
love
dope.
Joe. I
But-
don't know if he loves me, but I love you.
Yeah, maybe.
I love you, Joe. I don't know if he does. Joe, love me.
Love me like I love you. But yeah.
Nice, man. You want to get out of here?
Yeah. Well, thanks guys for checking out the DVD extras. If you're watching this on YouTube, again, like, comment, subscribe.
Well, they have to be watching on YouTube. That's where we're posting them. We're not.
Yeah,
we're
this
not.
says-
We're not putting these on Spotify.
Oh,
so
yeah,
if
this
you want to
is
watch
YouTube
them,
exclusive.
this
That's
is
right.
a YouTube exclusive. So
We should have probably mentioned that in the other thing.
yeah, we should. I actually, yeah. But you guys, thank you so much
Let's
for
write
tuning
that
in. Like, comment, and subscribe, and please share with a friend. We want to be able to make money off of this. Not, I mean, and just you listening helps. Like,
Yeah,
don't
it
give us
really-
money.
It really does.
Like,
It
don't
really
give us
does.
money. We don't want your money. You want your listens and your opinions. Honestly, like
And
I think
G wants your love, Joe.
Joe love me. Joe. So Joe just love G.
Hey, Joe. What are you doing with that G in your hand? Gross. All right. Anyway, see you guys later.